Hey everybody, welcome to Life Inside Hell. I'm your host, Brother Wild Bill Halbert. I'm an inmate as well as the prison's chaplain in the worst prison in Central America. I was a contract killer from 2006 to 2010, serving 46 years for quintuple homicide. That's 5 of them. This is my audio diary, and today we're reading another installment of a book that I've wrote that I'm trying to get published called Concentration Camp 2000. It's about the Panamanian prison system and the dreaded Sector C. If you want to go back and listen to the first episode, this is the second. We're going to be doing 3, at least 3, maybe 4 or 5. I don't know. We'll see. But today we're doing episode number 2 in that series. Tomorrow, another one will drop. If you're listening to this one, then the first one's already out. So you might want to stop now and go back to listen to yesterday's episode before, if you haven't listened to any yet. Let's get started. Part 3, Welcome to Hell. At 5 o'clock on Monday, the 22nd of October, 2019, 4 assault rifle-carrying, body-armored, masked policemen stormed into my cell and handcuffed me. They brutally forced me face down on the floor and carried me out like a dead body. I had been deep in slumber when they broke open the cell door with a loud clamor. We were 11 inmates, all sound asleep in cell 17. In the briefest of minutes, I had gone from being sound asleep to being hogtied and violently snatched out of a world that was familiar to me as your home is to you. Think about that for just a minute. I was tossed into a prison van like a sack of beans. At roughly 90 miles an hour, 150 kilometers per hour, I was whisked away into the night. I wondered what terrible place I was being taken to. Only the drone of the van's laboring engine could be heard. Total silence was observed. Dread filled the tiny capsule that penetrated the jungle highway. In my underwear, I sat, guarded by 4 heavily armed police who were dressed in tactical combat armor. The countryside rolled by at high speed as I pondered just what my future held. Morning came, a morning of the damned. Light brought no hope. 5 hours had passed and my anxiety was at a peak. Upon arrival to the newest prison facility in Panama, I was dragged in my underwear through acceptance procedures. After being searched in the most humiliating way again and once again, I was given a green t-shirt, blue shorts, and again handcuffed, this time hands and feet. I was being delivered to dreaded Sector C, hell on earth. Part number 4, Sector C. The first time I ever remember being told about Sector C was in 2016, some 3 years prior to my arrival in hell. My boss, the security chief of the now defunct David Public Prison, told me what I took to be a ghost story of sorts. He said that the president had inaugurated a new punishment block for prisoners who were deemed enemies of the state. The chief droned on and on about the supposed security features and terrible living conditions. I rolled my eyes and took his story for bullshit that he was using to try to scare all of us to behaving well. We were his trusted inner circle of prisoners and he wanted us to behave properly. The chief didn't know the half of the deplorable existence a prisoner in Sector C must live. I'm going to try to tell the absolute truth about life in this place, but in reality, my words are not sufficient to convey the hopelessness of the reality of Sector C. In Sector C, an inmate spends 22 hours and 30 minutes a day locked into an unpainted cell. In this cell, there's no light or electricity. It measures 3 meters by 2 meters, roughly 60 square feet in size. There is no fan to combat the jungle heat, and hordes of disease-infected mosquitoes attack you. These mosquitoes are hungry, brother, let me tell you. A prisoner is given food 3 times a day. The food is equivalent in total to about 1,200 calories. The state food is often served with cockroaches, included with a spare pebble or 2 and some broken glass that break teeth. It's often rancid. Occasionally, it even has maggots included. I myself broke a bottom left molar on one of these pebbles years ago here. The authorities provide no health care at all, none, zero. An inmate, human being, who has a heart attack, stroke, appendix burst, or other medical emergency dies. That's it. Dies. Dead. End of story. Uniforms, toothpaste, deodorant, shoes, sandals, medicine, mattresses, sheets, soap, laundry detergent, and shampoo are not provided. You may purchase these articles at 250% of their street value by having your family pay the prison system. You don't pay, you do without. No mercy, your fucking problem. A prisoner who arrives to Sector C will be placed by the police in one of 9 cell blocks called patios. Placement depends on various factors. Depending on just how angry the government is with you, you could be placed in the slaughterhouse. The slaughterhouse, carniceria in Spanish, is a cell block where the most violent and evil inmates are held. It is a tool used by the authorities to kill the unwanted inmate. One can simply be turned loose amongst these psychopaths by the police. The natural product of this treatment brings the death and dismemberment of the offending inmate by the other monster inmates. The prison system simply washes its hands of the offending prisoner in this way. Sector C, by and large, is not filled with the most violent inmates. It is filled with inmates that have offended the ruling party of government or have angered prison officials in some way. This is the place where prison law is bent double. Sector C is a parallel universe where the rules are distorted and perverted to create an environment that is truly perpetual hell. No evaluations are given to inmates who fall into Sector C. As a prisoner in Sector C, you will never see a psychologist or social worker. You are labeled problematic by just having been tossed into this 21st century concentration camp. There are no medical evaluations for you. You can't get permission to leave Sector C because you're in Sector C. Your being in Sector C is proof enough that you don't deserve a second chance. The only way out of Sector C is to bribe a high-ranking official. You can also wait out a change in government officials pleading mercy of the new ones as they come to power. You can also die. That is the most effective way to get out of Sector C. By dying, you secure your release from Sector C. Many are released in just that way, in small wooden boxes that are planted in fields of stone by their family members. Sector C, being a supermax facility, hasn't made it less lethal. There are many creative ways to die here in our earthly hell. That's as far as we're going to go today. We'll start back there tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed this installment of Concentration Camp 2000. We're continuing on part number 4 in Concentration Camp 2000 tomorrow. If you know anybody that'd like to publish this work, this true work that I wrote myself, let me know. There, you can pull the description box down there, and you can find all my contact information. There's an email, an Instagram, and a Facebook right there, so you can get a hold of me directly. Also, if you'd like to know more about me, there's a Wikipedia link there. You can read about it, or you can buy my already published book, Long Live the King Wild Bill. I'm the king of hell, baby, and you can buy my book on Amazon. Long Live the King Wild Bill's link is in the description box below. It's available in paperback and ebook. Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps. And if you've enjoyed this and are enjoying it, make sure you listen tomorrow of the 3rd installment.